Our motoring tip of the week concerns service intervals for vehicles that are driven very low kilometers or very seldom. And we've got a question from one of our regular viewers. His name's Howard Samuels. He's from Montreal. He moved to Canada from Jamaica in '96, he tells us. And he bought his sort of toy car or pet car is a 2012 Camaro that he bought brand new in the summer of 2011. And he only has 20,000 kilometers on it right now, early in 2019. So he's not driving this car much, and he says the dealer has his next service interval scheduled for 29,000 K. Well, at the rate he's going, he won't reach that for a long time. So he wants to know when he should service it. So Howard, most manufacturers, and I didn't check specifically with GM, but a lot of manufacturers will have sort of a default position for low kilometer usage. And that would be servicing the engine at least once a year, doing an oil change, oil filter, any lubricants involved with the engine, changing those at least once a year. And keep in mind that in a cold climate, well, Montreal, or for that matter anywhere in Canada, short trips in cold weather tend to foul the motor oil, actually more so than cars that are driven long intervals on the highway, because the engine never gets up to a temperature where those contaminants can vaporize and be drawn out by the crankcase ventilation system. So it's actually quite important that you service that engine in terms of oil changes at least once a year. Make sure you're using the best possible synthetic motor oil and factory approved filters. Make sure you're doing that. Now, for a vehicle that's only driven periodically, upper cylinder lubricants, and I've got a couple of examples of upper cylinder lubricants right here. These are additives that you can mix with the fuel, and they leave a little bit of a lubricant residue on the cylinder walls, and that lubricant residue does not take part in the combustion process, at least not all of it. A little film remains on the cylinder walls, and for engines that are just driven either low kilometers or periodically, this is really important. I've used both these products for years. These guys don't put a dime in our show. These are products I use in my shop, and I do believe in them. I think it's a really good idea. I actually use them in all my vehicles, but certainly in a vehicle that's driven very low kilometers, additives like this can really pay off. That's your motoring tip of the week.